What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hamlin, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video I just want to talk to you guys about what is going on in the market and what you guys need to be looking out for, because I have some good insight that's probably going to save you guys a lot of money if you're able to listen to it and actually take it to heart. Now, I actually had a red day, unfortunately, to start off the month, and the reason for that is I missed the best play of the day, and then the rest of the day was pretty slow and pretty choppy, and I just got caught up in the choppiness. And this is something that you really need to focus on avoiding as a trader, because February, January were absolutely incredible, some great volatility and a lot of opportunities to capitalize on. But again, as I said in my last video, typically speaking, the market is really hot in the beginning of the year and at the end of the year, but towards the middle, it's pretty slow. And it looks like the market is changing now, and if you're not careful, you're gonna give back all those gains from February, all those gains from January, and more, and you're gonna end up negative. So I wanna talk about how you can avoid that today. I'm also gonna be talking about some of the key plays from today, what happened, and what you should be looking for tomorrow, because I have some pretty good insights into, I think, what's gonna be happening. So hopefully you find this video helpful. If you do, please remember to tickle that like button, you know, give it a little something like that, a little behind the ear, I don't know, whatever you want. And subscribe if you have not already, because I put these videos out every single day, have not missed one day yet this year. So let's dive into my computer and talk about these stocks. All right, guys, so there's a couple plays that I want to talk about just to give you an example of kind of the feeling in the overall OTC world. So this is ONPH, and you can see this stock has gone on an absolutely insane run. I mean, it's gone from like 50 cents straight up to 50 bucks. Pretty much with no pullbacks whatsoever. And this type of price action is not normal at all. You might not find any people pumping it up online, but this is definitely some type of manipulation, whether it's from market makers or someone else. This is not natural price action to just go straight up like this. And it always results in a massive red day like this. And I actually traded this stock, and I got in here and made like 300 bucks on this bounce. But then I got chopped out in some of this bounce, and I made some back here, but ended up cutting here on this dip, and then missed out on this big run. And huge tanks like this really scare me, because they can go, I mean, look how unnatural this is. I mean, it's literally like a, it's like a stair-stepping pattern, stair-step. I mean, that is not natural, guys. This is not natural. And when I see something like that, you might think that this could it needs to bounce. I guess that's what I want to say. You might think that it needs to bounce if it goes from 50 to 10 in one day. It does not. It really does not need to bounce. And it could have gone all the way back down to 50 cents. And because of that, it was a little tough for me to buy with conviction here and hold through some of this choppiness. But this is the type of example of things that we're seeing nowadays. Because the SEC is suspending these tickers, people are less willing to hold these stocks overnight. They're less willing to chase these breakouts, so the breakouts are failing more often, and we just need to be more careful in March. And I need to be more careful in general. I really need to be more careful. This one, again, I was up 400 on, and I ended up closing negative 151 on this ticker. It's frustrating, guys. CBTC, this is another one that, I mean, this was just lame, guys. I went in with big size because it was breaking out a little bit, but like, a barely, I mean, just lame. A lame breakout, like a 2-day breakout. It wasn't over any cool levels, and I bought in big here and just like took a dumb loss. That was it. Tsmpd, this is the one that I was telling you guys to watch. And here's the thing. Here's something that you guys really need to keep in mind on this stock. So again, it ran right out of the gate. It opened, and I, like a fool, didn't get in like here, and so because of that, I was thinking, okay, well, forwardly is going to run because Tsmpd is running. So I bought huge in forwardly, and forwardly did not run at all, even though Tsmpd had a bunch of green candles right out of the gate. So I missed the play of the day, and if I'd gotten the play of the day, I would have been up, 5,000 on the day at least, but I missed it, Tsmpd. And when you miss plays like this, it's very frustrating. So I ended up nailing this dip buy right here, but it was a fake out dip. And I market sold when I was profitable if I sold right away, but it had the slowest executions ever. It literally took 2.5 minutes market selling. And when that happens, I mean, you do the math. 1, 2, I mean, it filled me like down here at the bottom when I was ready to buy more again. And I'm not sure if this is, some aspect of the reverse split or the ticker change, but this stock is especially hard to get out of right now. So just be careful with that and know that if we get a big panic tomorrow, you're going to need to be really careful if you're dip buying and it's not down that much, because it might have some fake out bounces and you might end up getting in too early and then not being able to sell. And then when you finally do sell, you sell right at the bottom when you would be buying back again. So consider cutting in these days. Consider cutting with a limit order. I mean, say I cut here. I mean, I could have cut it, I don't know, at 590 or something like that. And then if it doesn't cut, I just add at the bottom when it starts bouncing again and then try to sell into that bounce, because, man, it's so frustrating to get filled right at the bottom as it's bouncing the second time. But something that you guys need to consider on Tsmpd is the fact that everyone who had shares at TD Ameritrade and a couple other places, they were not able to sell their shares today. And if you look at the price action over the last couple of days, it's up a lot. I mean, it's up all the way from 340 was where it closed technically, and it opened up, you know, today. I mean, it's at $6. That's where it closed. It closed at $6. And everyone who's not able to sell from TD Ameritrade is probably going to be taking some profits. I know we have some people in our Discord who are, you know, holding some pretty big size in this and they want to take their profits. So I would imagine that when it opens up, which is supposed to be tomorrow because it's T plus 2 days to get the settlement. So I'm assuming it's going to open up tomorrow for them. And if that is the case, we're probably going to see a pretty big panic out of this. So I'm going to be careful, but I'm going to try to nail that panic if it happens. And again, you got to be so careful when it has these fake out bounces, and selling market takes 2.5 minutes, because you don't really have a good way of cutting your losses like I teach, which is just very frustrating. So that's why I ended up red on the day. I missed this one right out of the gate. If I bought in, again, I would have made at least $5,000 on this, but it is what it is. Forwardly should have been running with it. It really should have, but it did not at all. I'm not sure if it's due to, you know, what George Sharp has been tweeting. He's been tweeting some pretty aggressive stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen it. So maybe it's because of that. I have no idea, but honestly, I mean, it's just weird. It's weird to see Tsmpd going up so high and Forwardly not really moving that much. With how much Forwardly went up today, this should have been over $1 easily. It should have easily been over $1, but it was not. It couldn't break 90. I mean, it couldn't break over the dollar. It couldn't break over the dollar mark, and that's that. So I guess the main lesson here is that Forwardly does not have to run with Tsmpd, even though it should. But stocks that do run together, I mean, just to give you the idea, GME, this was back in play again today. I didn't trade this, but we had a couple people in the Discord making a couple thousand on this, honestly, which is really, really cool, given that I had a red day. I love when people perform better than me, honestly. It makes me feel really good just to see that people are succeeding even when some of us are not. So that's great. AMC, same thing. I mean, they all ran together. KOSS, same type of deal. You can see the charts are like very similar. They all spiked up at the exact same time. EXPR, all of these, they kind of run together as meme stocks. Like they have their spikes in the exact same time. So if you see one running, you can probably get in the other one and expect to get a nice little pop there. So that's what I'm expecting on this. But like, guys, the OTC, it just sucks. It sucks. It sucks that I feel like the SEC killed momentum in OTC land, because this is another one, LTNC. This should have been a good dip buy, and instead it was just trash. I mean, it was just trash. It got super overextended, right? Super overextended. And look at this disgusting red day. I mean, oh my God. And all these bounces were fake out bounces. Literally every single one of them faked out. It couldn't actually bounce a single time. And that's scary, man. That's scary. I mean, I guess this was kind of a decent bounce, but like there were no good bounces on this. So we have to be so careful in this market, guys. So careful. Again, all the typical stocks that, you know, that we're watching, OZSE just kind of fading off. Once we get some news on this, it should be fire. But I mean, it's literally just been fading on down, man. It's just been fading on down. So, I mean, maybe this gives a good opportunity when it starts spiking up a little bit. I guess we'll see. You know, once it breaks out of this channel, I guess we could draw a down channel here. You know, potentially once it breaks out of this, it could be a decent buy if it gets some news. I mean, that'd be nice. Get a nice little breakout out of this down channel. I would like that. But for now, man, OTCs are just, it stinks. It stinks. I feel like the breakouts are just not as strong. Nothing else was really doing much. INKW didn't do much. AITX didn't do much. AABB didn't do much. There weren't a lot of opportunities. And that's what stinks. I'm trying to think what else was moving today. Because there were definitely some good stocks that I wanted to talk about. And when the market shifts, guys, we might have to shift our strategies, because if the market gets slower and executions are slow, sometimes you can't buy in and then try to cut quickly, because you're just going to lose paper cuts over and over and over, which over the course of a month could bleed out your account. So you got to start being more picky, more selective, and maybe we only trade in the first hour of the day, the first 2 hours of the day. I know a lot of really good traders are doing that as the times get slower. So we just have to keep that in mind. I'm trying to think of the ticker. What was it? There was this one ticker that was up a ton today. Up a ton. Yeah, there we go. MORF. MORF. This is one that, man, I mean, it was just going hard all day long. But I just wanted to show it to you guys because this is a good example of how you can find a potential short. And this is probably my favorite short entry of all time. So if I put this ticker right here, draw this trend line, you can see it's holding an uptrend all day long. Literally all day long, it's holding this uptrend. And then right here, it breaks the uptrend, right here. So I would have taken a short entry, and I said this in the Discord, I would take a short entry if I could, because I can't short in a Roth IRA, but I'm probably going to open a margin account outside just so I can short if this market continues to be like this. If you short on the break of the uptrend, it's really good risk reward because you're just risking off the high day. You short at 88, risking 92, and I mean, it closed at 79. This could go a lot lower. I probably would have just taken the gains. Here, but it's a nice short. I think we had another example of that today. I'm trying to remember what the ticker was. Oh gosh, I'm racking my brains here, guys. That's honestly my favorite play. Oh man, I'm trying to think what it was. Yeah, so this one was another really, really good example. IDEX, and you can see here, same exact thing. Short the break of the uptrend. Look how good the risk to reward is on this. I mean, you can literally just risk off of the failure of the downtrend break, if that makes sense. So if it comes back above, you just cut your losses on the short. Don't hold in hope on the short end because losses can be infinite. But I mean, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. You short right here at 380, 378. And I mean, you can cover down here 360. That's a pretty good short. It's just another example. So I mean, when it holds an uptrend that's this clean all day long, oh my gosh, man. As soon as it breaks that, I feel like that's a really good short entry. And again, I haven't made my money shorting, so I'm not a shorting expert by any means, but this is just one of those areas where, like, if you go short, right as all, I guess, long players would be getting out of their position, it's typically a very good trade. So, I mean, it literally holds this uptrend all day long. This line is lagging hellas, but it holds this uptrend all day long, and as soon as it breaks it, it comes down a ton. I mean, it breaks it and goes all the way down to 358 immediately. That's a pretty good trade, guys. That's a pretty good trade. So I may start to become more short biased, and you guys may see that coming up. So I may switch back to a normal margin account. I may withdraw some money from my Roth IRA because I can withdraw all the way up to what I've contributed, which I think is like $15,000. I'll deposit another, $10,000, $15,000, have a $30,000 margin account where I can short stocks because, man, there's a lot of opportunities in the shorting area if stuff gets overextended. And if the market gets slower, stuff is just going to spike and then fade off. It's not going to spike and keep going. So adjust your expectations for the month of March. Be ready to adjust your strategies because we cannot give back those gains. Or if you're just getting started, you cannot start negative and just keep bleeding your account down. So if there's great opportunities, we'll take them. But if not, we gotta adjust, guys. We gotta adjust. It's a changing world. It's a changing market, and you never know what opportunities are going to be there. So hopefully this video helped you. Hopefully it will help you adapt. That's the main purpose of it. So if it did, please smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. And until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together.